In this tutorial, I will teach you about using backgrounds in 3 types of resources. Resources with reproducibles, full-color reusable resources, and resource previews. Backgrounds can really help bring life and style to a resource and are especially effective in adding visual appeal to cover pages. Much like clip art and fonts, backgrounds can be purchased on TPT, Etsy, and are very popular on digital scrapbooking sites where they're called digital scrapbook paper. When it comes to some classroom resources, especially those with several reproducible pages, it's important to use backgrounds sparingly. In these types of resources, I suggest reserving backgrounds for the following pages: cover pages, resource overview, resource elements, tips for teachers, terms of use, recommended resources, and where credit is due. The most effective way of adding backgrounds to a resource made using Microsoft PowerPoint is as follows. First, select the slide you wish to add a background to. You can select multiple slides if you wish by clicking a slide, holding down Shift, and clicking the last slide in the set you want to add a background to. You'll see that the slides are highlighted. Once you've selected the slides you want, click Themes. Then select Background. Scroll down and click Format Background. Then click Picture or Texture. Next, you're going to choose a picture. You'll need to locate the digital paper you want to use for your background. Once you've found the paper you like, click Insert. You will see a thumbnail of the background and it will appear on your actual slide. Your last step will be to click Tile so that your image is not stretched or distorted. Then click Apply. If you want to apply the same background to all of your slides, click Apply to All. If ever you want to copy a slide, you will notice that simply clicking Copy and pasting will copy the content of the slide but not the background. To copy everything, select Duplicate Slide. As you can see, both the content and the background are duplicated. Anything that serves as a reproducible for students should be created without a background. Remember, ease of use is a priority when teachers search for classroom resources. Your customers will thank you when they don't have to trim the edges of your beautifully designed resource to avoid a copy machine jam. On reproducible pages, a frame is sufficient for polishing the margins of the page. Of course, there are resources that are an exception to the background sparing rule. Anything that is intended for teachers to print in color, to laminate, or to display using their projector should include a vibrant and eye-catching background that complements the style and purpose of the resource. A few of these resources include PowerPoint presentations, classroom decor, instructional posters, and flashcards or task cards. With reusable resources like these, I recommend adding a frame on top of your background to increase the readability of your text. Simply add a clip art frame, which can be found on Teachers Pay Teachers, Etsy, and digital scrapbooking sites. To do so, click Home, then select Picture. Scroll down and click Picture from File. Then locate the frame you wish to add. Click Insert and then rotate and resize your frame. An alternative to adding a frame is to add a simple shape that creates a frame. To do so, select Home, then click Shape, and select the shape that you'd like to add. Then click and drag your mouse to size the shape. Then click Format to edit the fill and line of this shape. You can then add text on top of the frame using a text box. When it comes to designing previews, I suggest using backgrounds abundantly. I will give full details about designing previews in Tool 14, but I want to quickly touch on the fact that the point of a preview is to display the contents of your product in a visually appealing way that doesn't give the contents away for free. A background can help build that visual appeal because it gives you freedom to rotate and overlap thumbnails while still maintaining a polished look. I prefer solid backgrounds that help the thumbnails pop off the page, rather than patterned digital backgrounds that slightly camouflage or draw attention away from those thumbnails. To add a solid background, select the slide or slides you wish to add the background to. Then click Themes and Background. Scroll down to Format Background. Then select Solid. Finally, select the color you wish to use. The background will appear on your slide, and then you can click Apply. Now you have seen a few tips on adding backgrounds to your products. Keep in mind, backgrounds should boost the visual appeal of your product by complementing the contents as needed, and should never direct attention away from the actual content of the resources. If you think for a moment that a background might be a bit too much, it is. Get rid of it or change it. If you have a favorite background designer you would like to recommend, please share your knowledge in the form below. Up next in Tool 10, I will give you a few tips for incorporating clip art into your resources.